I'm gonna give you a little teaser then. So I mean, you know, obviously about the project I've been working on with the PD Watch Group, right?
Yep.
You've seen a couple of like the shots of the prototype. The production version is going to be a little bit different.
Okay.
We're just waiting on the final dial to be sent over so we can assemble the press piece that we're going to send to you.
Sweet.
To do your review on.
Spoiler.
Yeah, but you've seen. Well, that's okay.
No. It's cool. This is good. This is good to hype it up.
But I'll kind of give it before I show the prototype off on the camera here and kind of give everyone the little exclusive. I'm just gonna say, like, this is a really cool piece. I know we just kind of talked about like kind of, you know, taking like catalog stuff and kind of putting it together. We really tried to do our own spin. So we did a tactical search and rescue piece that is inspired by some of my own work and just some of input that I've gotten from people over the years in the watch community and things like that. And I wanted to do something really unique. So we ended up getting a Seiko turtle. And one of the things that we did several things to make it very different. Right. But the Seiko turtles are our platform, because it's such a diverse platform, right? I mean, for you, for you American gun guys, it's like the AR-15 of watches, right?
Yeah,
like
it really is.
There's so many parts. It's so modular. You can change whatever you want. There's so much aftermarket for it. So what we did is me and my partner Pierre, who was over at PD Watch Group in Michigan. So I'm in Canada. He's in Michigan. We kind of started chatting and thought, like, how can we make basically like the best turtle that's inspired by for a tactical purpose, right? That we could come up with, right? So we started kind of thinking and brainstorming, and then we also thought, like, you know, this is a really cool project, but we want it to be more than about just us, right? You know, this is kind of like how Pierre is really getting a lot of attention to his brand. I just my involvement is basically I designed the piece and I slapped my logo on the back, and I've kind of been like talking about it a lot with people and kind of hyping it up as much as I can with fellows like yourself or just on my own page and things like that. But really, this is a ton of work from the PD Watch Group that has gone into this and kind of setting up what we need to produce these. And but we basically wanted to benefit somebody else other than just us. So part of this project, what we did is 20% of all the profits from this is going to benefit the Veterans Watchmaking Initiative, which is a US based charity that takes US Army veterans or military veterans and teaches them how to become a watchmaker, basically. And you know, a watchmaker can come out of 3 years of schooling and make as much money as an engineer can, right? Because it's so hard. It's such a unique, specialized skill set. You know, and you're giving these veterans the opportunity to have something they can do when they get back to civilian life, right? And I thought that was really important. I think it's really cool because you're giving back to veterans, you're giving back to the community, but then you're also giving back to the watch community because you're helping to fund this charity that is putting more watchmakers out there that then can work on pieces and can, you know, take care of the pieces that we all love in the watch community, right? Because I don't know, like maybe in the States it's a little bit different, but even where I live up in like northern Canada, there's watchmakers around, but it's hard to find one, and it's hard to find like a good one that's, you know, like WOSTEP certified or certified by Rolex or whatever, right? Like if you want someone who's going to do like professional, really good work, it's hard, at least in my neck of the woods, to find a really good one.
You almost got to know someone who knows someone.
Exactly, right? And that's how I've kind of found ones over the years, but like it's been challenging. Whereas like, you know, places like more metropolitan areas in Canada, like Montreal or Toronto, they have lots of like really good watchmakers. But like, you know, for me, that's like 3,000 kilometers from where I am. So like, it's very, very
reasonable.
Yeah. So it's not, you know, I don't always want to send my like $5,000 watch across the country and just hope it gets there, you know? So it's definitely a bit of a unique experience. But anyways, with this piece, I'll kind of show it to you as much as I can.
Dude. All right.
This is kind of the general gist of it. So
I love
what
it.
we did some really interesting kind of things, and again, it's the prototype, so a couple things have been changed
Mhm.
that I'll touch on in a minute or two, and then obviously they'll see on your channel and some of the other channels that the watch is going to be shipped off to as well.
Yep.
But we went with a Seiko Turtle case, so it's the standard Seiko Turtle size, which I think is a great size. It's a very comfortable case. Crown at 4 o'clock, obviously, nice beveling and roundness on the sides of the case, so it just doesn't bother you. It stays out of the way. It's big and chunky, so it's easy to read. We went with a fully Cerakoted case, which I think is something. I think that's something that's super unique, right? Like you don't see a ton of people out there Cerakoting pieces right now, and I think that it's on a watch, it's beautiful. It makes sense. I mean, obviously they put it on firearms, and firearms take a beating all the time. So I think that that's a really if it can hold up on a firearm, I don't see why it wouldn't hold up on a watch.
So and it definitely plays into that tactical vibe as well, you know, which is great. Like I love it.
It's like a nice low. It's like nice and matte finish. It doesn't reflect light or anything like that. It's tough. It has a really unique. I find it has I love touching it.
Yeah,
it has
it's kind of like a gritty, but smooth. It's like a weird. It's weird. I feel you. I know exactly what you mean.
And it's always cold. Like it's always cold. Like it doesn't warm up. It just has like this really cool, like, I don't know. I just love it. It's a really cool piece.
I see what you did there. Pun intended. Cool piece.
There you go. There you go. And so we put on like the lower profile grippier coin edge bezel on it as well too, so not like the one that comes on the Turtle, like it's more like kind of akin to like the Pelagos type bezel. 120 clicks, and then we swapped out the aluminum insert for a ceramic fully loomed insert, so the entire ring around it is completely loomed. And if you go to my page or PD Watch Group's page on Instagram, you'll see photos. Like we did some loom shots and things like that as teasers. And
sick.
It's honestly, this thing lights up. Like I think I did one where I had it like against like the dashboard in my car at night, and like it lights up just as well as like the dashboard in my car. Like it was nuts, right? So that was really cool. We did a Cerakoted chapter ring as well, so we made that in like an orange. The case is like a the case color is like a charcoal gray, and the orange is a color called Tequila Sunrise. So it's a little bit less in your face than like a high vis orange. But still obviously super easy to see.
Good contrast, but not like not too loud.
Well, and it kind of lends again to like that search and rescue element where it's high vis, it's easy to see. We then did a couple of military style hands on it, so none of like the Seiko Aero type hands. We did mil spec style hands. I think it looks cool, man. Like instead of the Aero. Not that I have anything against the Seiko Turtle Aero, like, or the the Samurai and these others. Like I think it's cool, but I think on that particular aesthetic, those hands look awesome. It turned out really good, and so we did the minute hand in like a high vis orange, so that it's really easy to see, and you can differentiate between the two. And then the second hand and the hour hand are just black. And the dial itself, it's kind of hard to see it. You can kind of see it. It's actually
carbon forged, right?
It's forged carbon, So it looks sick, and like the nice grayness of the forged carbon dial kind of helps with that contrast against the black. So it helps the hour and second hand kind of stick out a little bit better. Doesn't quite disappear against like if it was like a black dial. We kind of went for like the marine master style of dial, with the
indices and all that.
With the indices, and those are nicely polished surrounds on those. This is a prototype dial, so there will be a logo for the P.Dubé watch company, and then there will be it says 300 meter on this dial, but it'll be 200 meters, and that'll be in red, so it'll be a red line dial, so it'll say 200 meters, and then just below that it'll say the 200 meters will be in white, underneath the red line that'll say TAC SAR, which is short for tactical / search and rescue. And that will be in red, just above the 200 meters. And that'll be kind of like in lieu of where the script is currently on the dial. So it'll be a nice clean dial, very minimal information on it. There isn't going to be like a 6-liner or anything like that. And then we have just the date, which we did as a black date wheel, and we loomed it. So the actual numbers on the date wheel are loomed as well. So when you get that nice blast, I can't wait to see it, dude. It's gonna be cool, man. I really hope that you enjoy it when it gets to you.
I plan on taking that thing to the range and doing some cool beat rolls and beat
it up. And then what we also put on it too is a you can kind of see it at the right angle. We have a nice double dome sapphire crystal. I saw it, so again, we wanted to put the most premium stuff in it that we could, right? So we put we wanted to have the sapphire, we wanted to have the Cerakote, we wanted to have the ceramic bezel. Like we want this thing to be able to take a beating and look good doing it. And then we kind of hemmed and hawed on what we wanted to do for a strap, and this is a watch that you could put on a NATO. You put it on canvas. If you wanted to pay to get a Milanese bracelet Cerakoted, you could do that too. That's a pain in the butt, but you could do that too, right? But we decided to put it on an Artem sailcloth strap. So every single one of these will come on an Artem strap, which is like you've had Artem straps on the show. I have
3 of them. Dude,
they are insanely well made, and once they break into your wrist, they are so comfortable. So they're awesome. They're waterproof. They're tough. They feel nice. They're really well made.
Are you going to do orange stitching or black stitching on that?
No, so we stuck with the black stitching.
I don't know if they have orange actually.
They probably would do it if we asked them to.
I think so.
We decided to stick with black stitching, so it's just the black on black stitching. But then what we did is we Cerakoted the buckle.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the buckle matches the chapter ring on the other side of the watch, and when we just Cerakoted the standard buckle that came with it. And the boys at Artem were super impressed. They actually loved it. They think it's beautiful. They're like super gung ho about this project.
Sure.
So I'm shout out to them, because I was kind of like, hey, I was kind of worried to be upset that we were Cerakoting their stuff and selling it and things like that. But they're like, dude, you guys are killing it. So, and then on the back, so this piece is going to be only 50 pieces. Right. We've already before we've even launched photos of the final version, we've already pre-sold, I think 15 of them.
Yep.
So people are very excited about this.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that too, man. But off camera, we'll have a chat.
Sure, man. Yeah, no, they're very excited about supporting the the charity. They're excited about the project because obviously they're supporting the channel and myself as well too. Which my fans are amazing. You know what it's like. Your fans keep you going too, right? They're fantastic people. And so there'll be 50 of them made. You get to pick your serial number as long as it's available. So if there's one that's near and dear or means something to you or one of your listeners and they want one, absolutely, you let me know and we'll reserve that for you. But yeah, so then basically changes that'll come to the production models. We'll have the dial, like I explained. It'll have P.Dubé. It'll have just TAC SAR in red, and then 200 meters below that. We've changed the crown. So right now we just have the signed Seiko S crown on there. That crown will actually have our Pierre's logo is a gear cog. Right. So that'll actually be what's on there. It'll be an engraved gear cog on the crown, which actually looks super cool. I think I might have posted some pictures of the crown already. Yeah. And then on the back, it's super hard to read on the prototype, but the back has my logo, the Rico's Watches podcast logo. And then there's steam coming out of my coffee cup, and then on either side of the steam is it'll be out of 50. So the steam is the slash basically, and it'll say 50 on one side, and then you'll have whatever your serial number is. So that's cool. And then it's powered by NH35. It works in the case. It's what the normal Seiko comes with. It's a workhorse movement. It's a movement you can beat up. It's easy to get serviced, easy to get taken care of. If there's a problem with it, send it back to us. We can swap one out for a brand new one or fix the problem if there's a problem too. I don't anticipate there will be. Seiko
Let me ask something though, like, and because the NH35 is a common movement we see in a lot of great watches and great movement, but I know that in spec the accuracy can vary pretty wide. Are you guys planning on doing like some sort of regulating them in the sense
we do
of
Pierre regulates them as well, so we try and get them I want to say as close to like a cost spec as we can.
Right on.
You know, that'd be a question for Pierre. I know he regulates them for sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure quite to what spec they do, but he definitely improves them from what they come as, right? We want them to have good timekeeping.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I'm not asking for +1, +2, but I'm saying
you're not going to.
I've had some that are like 25, and I'm like, bro.
No. I can't say you're going to get like superlative chronometer or master chronometer style timekeeping out of these, but I can say that we'll get them much better than like Seiko spec, which is like basically just something within a minute.
It's like 20 to 40 or something.
Yeah, I think it's like minus 20 to +40 or something, like something obscene, right? So
we'll like, come on.
We'll definitely improve it from there.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, it's going to be a really cool piece. It's been a fun exercise, and it's kind of set up like now we've essentially set up what is a watch company. Like basically, you know, our plan with this going forward is we will do kind of limited sprint runs, supporting different maybe units or different types of initiatives or charities in different colorways. So we'll have like, you know, just to give you an idea of a couple ideas we're throwing around, like we have like the gray and orange. So then we might do like a light gray and like blue to support, you know, police foundations, or we'll do something like a Marine Corps one that'll be in some unique colors, or we'll do like a super dark like recon marine type one that's like a black Cerakote case with like green on it, or like just like there's so many limitless ideas, but every single one will be like a very limited run. And then so sort of what we get to do with that is we're going to create like a cool bit of exclusivity with them, where it's like those who know and just get them and enjoy them. They also create sort of collectability with them, right? I mean, obviously you have all these different cool colorways, you have all these kind of like different unique like units and military groups or paramilitary groups that they're like representing or trying to give back to, something like that. Or you know, honestly, like we'll just release like production ones too, where it's like, hey, if you just want one, you let us know, we'll build one for you. It might not be serialized, but like we can do the Cerakoting, get whatever color you want. We'll offer like customization ones too. So if you want a certain color setup or whatever, like there's tons of options, right? There's so many options. So we just kind of gotta, like, we're still in the early stages. We're hoping to kind of have everything ready to go as soon as the dial arrives, and then we'll take some pictures, finish the site, get it off to you. And
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, get kind of the hype train going. I think so, man. I think you're gonna enjoy it. I'm really excited to see you take it to the range and beat the snot out of it. And like, I want
feedback too, because I know like a lot of my subscribers will definitely be ready to provide that feedback. And I like the idea of the the Veterans Watchmaker Initiative. I had the Traveling Watch Project that, you know, previously. Again, great benefit, and I am going to also link the Watchmakers Initiative in this video, because even if you just want to give and you know, or if you miss out on these specific watches and people still want to donate to the cause, I love the idea of just throw what you can to that fundraiser, because that foundation, it's such a cool, I like the idea of helping veterans out, and Watchmaker, like what you were saying, it's a good kind of like not guaranteed, but like a good career path for them coming out of the military. So
100%. And I mean, and I'll have I'm hoping to have Sam, who's the fellow who runs it, on the show to talk about the initiative one day soon.
Cool.
As well, likewise, I'll also have an episode where I do with Pierre to kind of talk about his process of like setting up the company, how he makes these, sort of his input on these as well. So there'll be lots more information coming out soon with regards to this, and anybody who's interested in purchasing one now or pre-ordering one now, just shoot me a DM through Instagram.
How much? Just so people know.
So right now, they're priced at about $575 shipped US. You know, it is a turtle, and I know turtles you can, you know, get them for a little bit cheaper than that, but with all the premium materials going into this, and obviously we want to be able to give a significant amount of it to charity, we do have to kind of hold it at the price point that it's at. You know, the Cerakote ain't cheap.
Yeah.
Ceramic ain't cheap.
The time
sapphire
building
ain't cheap.
time isn't cheap. So
yeah, exactly. Right. So I mean, it's not a cheap piece, so we can't charge a cheap price on them, right?
Sure.
And as we start to maybe streamline the process and you know, partner up with some factories and figure out ways of kind of doing things more streamlined, then we can definitely maybe start lowering the price a little bit. But I got to kind of figure that part of it out. But right now, with only doing 50, you know, I think that's a good price point for what people are getting with it. And it's a beautiful piece, man. It's a cool piece, and
I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's gonna be fun, and I'm excited. And then getting it, you know, kind of started on its tour here in the U.S. and kicking that off is gonna be a cool moment for my channel too. So thanks, man.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you being part of it and kind of helping rally some of the YouTubers behind this project as well. And definitely, like, you know, like I said, if anyone wants to pre-order one, shoot me a DM at Rico's Watches Podcast on Instagram. Hit up Pierre over at PD Watch Project on Instagram, or shoot me an email at Rico's Watches Podcast at gmail.com, and I can also do whatever I can to allocate one towards you ahead of time. And then obviously when the site finally drops, people can hop on and they can place their orders that way. So
sweet, man.
Yeah,
I love it. Awesome. Great plug and update on the project there. So
yeah, thanks for
it'll be cool,
me.
Man. Yeah, dude, absolutely. You know, talk about it a little bit here first, and then so everyone else out there, stay tuned for more on that. I just kind of want to take a turn to, like, what are your future, I know we've talked about this on when you had me on your channel, but like anything you got on the radar that you're thinking of picking up here 2021?
Man, it depends how Dogecoin does on Tuesday. I don't know. I'm honestly, like, I'm still I want my next piece to be something really special, and I don't know, like, I'm really caught between two brands, and I'm caught between a couple pieces, and then there's always like kind of the little satellite pieces that kind of work their way into that kind of screw with your decision making process. You know, like I said, I would really love to just make the push and get the Explorer 2. I think that, you know, it's Rolex. Are they a little overpriced? Sure. I don't have one in the collection. I'd like to own one. I think the Explorer 2 is a really cool piece. It's got a really unique tool aesthetic to it that a lot of the lineup doesn't have anymore. And it has a cool history. It's just a funky watch. And I like that it's not like the most popular, you know, the most popular one that's out there or whatever currently. Like, it's something to be said. And then even then getting like the black dial version instead of the white dial version.
You're not
like,
fighting it out.
No, it's just under the radar, you know. And so if I can get one at retail, I'll definitely try and go for that. That would be ideal. I wouldn't pay like, I don't think it's a watch that's worth more than, like, what right now I think Canadian it's like $10,000. So what, like seven grand for you or something like that. So I wouldn't pay more than retail on it, but if I could get one at retail, I'd be down for that. I'm still looking at Panerai. I'm not sure if I want one or not. Kind of on the fence on that. And honestly, like, the No Time to Die has been on my radar as well too. I think it's a wicked watch. I think it's super cool. I love like the history of it. I love the, you know,
keep an eye out, man.
It's gorgeous, right? It's just a well-made piece, and it's got so many cool little nods. So like military, paramilitary, British monarchy, British Empire, history of watches. Like, it has a lot going on.
It is.
And I love titanium. I think titanium is awesome. My Pelagos is outstanding. It's super comfortable on the wrist. So those are kind of some options I'm looking at right now. I mean, my
Okay.
buddies, I have some buddies that are like Flow Prof guys as well too.
Okay.
And I don't know if I don't know if I'm Flow Prof material,
Yeah,
but I
man.
know like RJ over at Fratello Watches, who I just had on the show, did an article about me today. He's got one beautiful. He loves it. My buddy Speedy Fett has one as well too
Yeah,
on
Speedy Fat,
Instagram.
man.
He's solid,
He's
man. He's
always
been doing.
rocking that thing. It's cool. It's
He
definitely
loves it.
different. I
It
I think it's
is.
cool, man. I don't know. Haters gonna hate, and I look at it as like enjoy what you like, and it's unique. It's a cool watch, man. I'm
I've
with you.
always I've
I
always
think it
been an
might.
Omega guy, so
Yeah.
I see I think they're cool. I've owned tons of Omegas over the years. Right now I have two. I have the my Speedmaster, and then I have a really special one that's I'm never gonna get rid of, but
Yeah.
it's a first generation 1952, I believe is the year on it, but it's a 1952 CK 2577. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to
Yeah. The
focus.
auto.
There you
Yeah. There
go.
you go.
Yeah, and
Nice.
it's
Look at that.
so it's the original Gen 1 Seamaster, and it's in
Yeah.
incredible condition. And I got it on a Omega Beads of Rice bracelet too, and it's a beautiful piece. And like I love Omega watches. My wife loves Omega watches. My dad loves Omega watches. There's something really special about them. So it would be cool to have like another one in the collection, but at the same time, I also kind of want to like get out there and try some different things. So Rolex, maybe Panerai,
Okay.
maybe who
Okay.
knows? Yeah,
Yeah. Right on.
and
Dude.
obviously my ambitions for the show. That's just like I want to keep going to the moon, man. I want to keep getting it up there and keep
Yeah, man. That's the way to
interviewing
do it.
my awesome guests. I really want to keep promoting the show. I would love to see it grow. I'd love to see it. Like, I would love to see it turn into an actual source of income. Like, I would love to like do this full time. I would love to have some, I wouldn't mind even if I could do this like for another brand or another publication. Like again, if I could do this for like Fratello watches, if I could do this for like Chrono 24, if I could do this for like a big brand, and I get to be their podcaster or their YouTube guy or whatever, I would be
Right.
so all over that. I really enjoy the podcasting side of it.
Okay.
I'm not like if I had the right people behind me, I'm sure they could make me look good enough for TV.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I got a face for radio, so I stick
Right.
to the
The
radio.
audio. I feel you, man. No,
It's fun, man.
it's cool. I hope I definitely hope it continues to grow and works out for you, man.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I think that, I don't know, 2021, the tutor was my main goal, right? And I'm
Mhm.
gonna hit that here in the first quarter, it
Mhm.
seems like. And so now I have the rest of the year to kind of figure out what I want to do.
Mhm.
But I will say one piece that I stumbled across, and this slowed me down towards the tutor because I used some of my tutor money to buy it.
Sure.
And this is a brand, I think people sleep on them, just like Frederic Constant.
Mhm.
And I think you can find a lot of value in the gray or used pre-owned market, and that
Mhm.
is Alpena.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
dude, this thing right here, the star timer with this anthracite dial,
Mhm.
like the first automatic chronograph that I've ever owned.
Mhm.
What I like is they took the Sellita SW500 movement,
Oh
and then
yeah.
they modified it for that bi-compacts with the
Mhm.
subdials. This thing is a
Mhm.
beast, man.
They do really
And
good finishing on their movements as well too.
yeah, and the crazy thing is, retail this watch was what, like $3,000. I don't know if anyone paid that when it first came out, probably like 2,500 maybe.
Mhm.
But I picked this thing up on eBay from the seller for like $800 or something like that. And
I had one of their extreme divers,
Yeah.
before they switched over to whatever the new version is, their vintage inspired one or
Okay.
whatever. But
Yeah.
I had the extreme diver on the Milanese bracelet,
Mhm.
and it was beautiful. Like
Yeah,
honestly, an
dude.
absolutely stunning watch. It kicked ass. It had a beautiful movement. Like, I was floored by the finishing. Blued screws, perlage. They had their really cool, unique black rotor. Like
Mhm.
Alpena's
Bad
like
rotor.
you said, they're a total sleeper, just like Frederic Constant, just like Oris was for a while too.
Right,
Like a
right.
total sleeper brand, and they bring a ton of value for what you get.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And this one being a pilot's watch, again, like I said, like larger, I like larger watches. I mean, this thing is a 44 mil,
Mm.
and I think it fits it's a pilot watch, right? Like it's
looks good
supposed
on
to
your
be
wrist.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those pushers, the huge crown, dude. This thing, I love it, and it's funny because it kind of opened my eyes to like, all right, I would much rather, instead of buying 4 cheap watches that are great watches on their own, like get something that's really. When I saw this, I had to have it, and I like watches that not everyone has. So I kind of like the idea of getting pieces that are unique for my collection, but scratch the itch. Like I'm gonna sell my Vice Royal Oak homage, and I'm selling the Rocos, the Paddock 5711 homage, and like I'm buying these other pieces that are similar but so much better and still kind of unique. So like the Maurice Lacroix Icon automatic, I'm picking one of those up hopefully this year. So dude, I got big plans on my watch collecting journey.
Good, man.
And then next year, I'm thinking for 2022, because I don't think it can happen this year. I think I might get a birth year Rolex, but
that's dope.
I don't know,
cool.
man. I don't know. I'm thinking like a date just blue dial. I saw a sub, no date, and I'm like, bro, like, so we'll see, man. I don't know. Those are like big goals, but we'll see.
I thought Rolexes from the 60s were really expensive, bro.
Well, this one's from the 80s. I'm not that old. Look at this guy, man. I see what you did there, you jerk. Nah, man.
That's dope, man. That's really cool. That's super exciting, man. And you know,
it's
like,
a plan.
Do you think in a no date sub, or you're not really picky on what you're going to get as long as it's the birth year?
Yeah, I'm not too picky, but I want it to be a piece that I know I'm cool with having in the collection for my life. So whether it's a sub or a date, like I have no problem with the date just fluted bezel. I think with the blue dial and those, like they look really cool. It's a 31-35 movement. Like,
for sure.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, and especially those, like, what's really cool about those pre-ceramic ones from the 80s up until like what was it, 2011 or whatever, when they started doing the ceramic ones, is exactly that. The 31-30, 31-35 movements, like those were in production for like 30 years, man. Like you ain't ever running out. You're never running out of parts, right? Like, you know, like I'm pretty sure almost any watchmaker can get those parts for you and keep that watch going for you for at least the rest of your life.
Right.
So
for sure.
That's a cool piece. What about like would you consider, like, you kind of mentioned having, you know, you enjoying the Explorer. What about like a birth year Explorer? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You don't like the size, hey?
It's that, and I really like the updated Arabic numerals, the kind of fatter, wider font size, and with the I guess it's white gold, right? Like edging around them because they're applied. I think I like that style of the Explorer one. The older Explorer one just doesn't really do it for me. They look cool, the vintage, you know, that they look cool, but I think maybe because I saw the Explorer one in the newer format first, I love it more. So I think that's kind of like my issue with the older ones.
Well, I mean, you always can have that option of getting a newer one then as well, right? It sounds like your collection's going in some pretty awesome directions, right?
I think so, man. And the funny thing is like I have, dude, so like I still like buying cheap watches to just have fun with, right? Like I love it. I love that you can buy a $50 watch and play around with it, and you can buy a $200 watch and it's a good watch. But then thanks to Mario, man, like again, shout out to him, after he's handed me some of these pieces that I'm like, bro, I get it now. I totally get it. And I'm okay with saving up a little bit longer to get pieces that have a little more to them. Actually, a lot more
for sure
to them.
Well, it's cool, and you can, like, obviously there's just, you know, you're going to keep growing your collection, and what's cool is it's almost like a little savings account, right? Like
dude, park some money in it.
You buy these pieces, you upgrade your account, you keep upgrading your collection and over and over, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I have like, you know, 10K of like whatever $500, $1,000 watches or whatever, and then it's like, okay, now I want to consolidate into like a Speedy, I want to consolidate into a Blancpain, I want to consolidate into whatever, and now you can, as you
Right.
kind of like are building up this collection over time. It's kind of it's a cool idea, it's a cool way of doing it, and I think I think you'll really enjoy this journey, man. I'm excited
Dude.
for you. I'm excited to see like when you get the tutor in, and I'm excited to
Yeah.
see what comes next when that itch can't be scratched by just the tutor any
It,
longer.
it will, and I will say this, man, for people watching that are still hanging on. First off, thank you for sticking through the
Yes.
chat. I think my advice would be always to buy pre-owned,
Mhm.
because unless it's a watch you just love, or it's a limited edition like the
Mhm.
Cerakoted Turtle, something you can't just get,
Mhm.
um, I think you should get pre-owned, because if you ever decide to get out of it, you're not taking a bath if you had bought retail.
Well,
It's kind
that
of like
or
that's how
just
I feel.
or buy what you love and what you're not going to be upset about losing money on or anything like that. Like buy what you want because you want it and you want to
Right,
wear it and you genuinely enjoy it,
right.
not because you're hoping to make a profit off it. Because it's just like anything else. Like the watch market's pretty volatile unless you're
Yeah,
only
dude.
buying basically one brand or
Right.
one type of brand. Whether it's like Rolex or like a limited edition Speedy of some kind. Like basically
Mhm.
that's how you make money.
Yeah,
Otherwise, or if you can get your hand on like a 5711 or something like that, but then we're
sure.
talking we're talking like a whole other different
Different world.
part of the
Yeah,
market.
yeah,
Exactly,
man.
right? So just buy what you love and
It's
enjoy
cool.
it. Wear the heck out of it, and if you make money, you make money. It's awesome,
Yeah,
right?
and if you're not gonna sell it, it's cool getting retail, because like, dude, I got my Frederic Constant paid full retail, but
Beautiful.
it's never going to leave the collection. 5-year wedding anniversary gift.
Yeah,
So
it's lovely.
it's cool, man. You know how it is, dude. So
Hmm.
I think, man, I enjoyed our talk. We're already at an hour, which is freaking awesome,
Hmm.
and I can't wait to have you back on the show in the future, and hopefully come back onto your channel and
Absolutely.
talk about updates. I'll probably have the tutor and maybe some other stuff by then, and it'll be cool, man.
Once that happens, you let me know. We'll get you on the show again,
All
and
right.
we'll start chatting and kind of get into what's in the collection and kind of your plans and stuff again, man. Honestly, this is
Yeah, dude.
it's so cool, man, and I love your channel. I love what you're
Thanks.
doing with the channel. The Schwartz Force is
Yeah.
awesome. I know you pumped my channel. I think it was about a month ago or something like that, and I swear, like I must have picked up like 50 followers just from
Yeah,
your
dude.
your one plug, man. Like honestly, it
Appreciate
makes
that.
it makes a huge difference, and you're
It
doing good
does.
stuff. So I really appreciate what you're doing, man.
Yeah, and it's sharing your, what you're doing, the guests you're getting access to with my subs and my followers, and like I said, it's win-win cooperation between the watch fam. I love it. I do it because I enjoy it, and yeah, we're only gonna grow and get bigger over time.
Mhm.
So I love working with everybody, man. But
Thanks,
I
buddy.
guess we'll until next time. Yeah, just want to say thank you to everybody. Eric, thanks for coming back on the show, brother. And
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. You take care, buddy. We'll
All right,
chat. We'll chat soon again. Bye bye.
all right. See ya.